about Nqobile, this is her second time entering the competition, and she's progressed so much further than she did the first time. And I think that's the beauty of public speaking, is that you are forever developing and improving your skill. And she says, she describes herself as someone who is shy yet confident. Her topic is going to be sustainably protecting ancestral lands. Let's put our hands together for Nqobile.
Lochani, ojamelana, Mthombeni, ozala unamahlangu maridili, waridile Mthombeni. Mina Mthombeni, ukekani usilumo olala phansi komthunzi welanga wavuka athombile. Ojamelana Nqobile unelisiwe, lasekhaya lokudla unomhlekhabo, niyavuka? The reason I introduce myself in that way is because I feel a sense of belonging to who I am and where I'm from. Which leads me to today's topic: sustainably protecting ancestral lands and upholding African spiritual continuity. Let us take a journey to reflect on the profound connection between our ancestors and the land beneath our feet. In many African belief systems, the land is considered sacred and is believed to be imbued with the spirits of the ancestors. Traditional rituals and ceremonies are often performed on the land to honor and communicate with the ancestors, seek their guidance and protection, and ensure the prosperity and well-being of the community. The loss of ancestral lands has had a profound impact on the spiritual and cultural beliefs of many African people. Therefore, the loss of these lands due to colonization, forced displacement, and land grabbing has had a devastating impact on the spiritual and mental well-being on African people. The San and the Khoi being a primary example of this. The fact that they're stationed at the Union buildings shows that that is their rightful land and they keep on fighting for it. I don't know about you guys, but growing up, my grandparents didn't know the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. If you were to ask Ugogo what SDG1 is, she'd look at you completely confused, but she knows that you can't go to bed hungry. So even though SDG1 is zero hunger, she knows that you can't go to bed hungry. And because you know you can't go to bed hungry, you finish the food off of all your plates. And that is how we dealt with food sustainability. Right now, the SDG seems like this revolutionary idea from the UN. And even though we do not have a direct translation of the word sustainability in our language, we have it in our nature. That is how we've been living as African people. We've always been sustaining and protecting our ancestral lands. As a child of the African soil, the land beneath my feet is not just earth or dust. It is the sacred cradle of my ancestors, the foundation of who I am, and the very essence of my identity as Nqobile Mthombeni. The struggle to preserve our ancestral lands is intertwined with the struggle for self-determination. The loss of land often means the loss of culture, the erosion of autonomy, and the disintegration of social structures that we've been witness to here in South Africa because of the dispossession we've experienced in the past. The loss of ancestral lands also has an economic impact on African communities, as land is often a primary source of income for many indigenous people. Let us take a journey all the way to KwaZulu-Natal, where the Ndlovu clan resides. Once stewards of fertile valleys thrived in harmony with the land. Their ancestors cultivated crops, tended to livestock, and shared wisdom passed down through generations. But the colonial era brought upheaval, a tempest that swept across the savannas, leaving scars in its wake. Their fertile valleys, once a sanctuary, were seized by outsiders and their way of life disrupted. Yet, the Ndlovu clan did not yield. Their resilience became a beacon of justice because they fought for their land. I reckon we could do the same thing. We can take a page out of the Ndlovu story and should not yield for our land. This is not about reclaiming territory, no. It's about reclaiming our identity, our heritage, and our future. It's about ensuring that our children can walk on the same soil, feel the same connection to the earth, and draw strength from the same roots that have sustained us for generations. In the vibrant villages of Dakar in Senegal and Tumia in Tanzania, traditional practices blend effortlessly with sustainability principles, showing us how to live in harmony with nature. These communities use age-old agricultural methods like intercropping and agroforestry, which not only improves biodiversity, but protects ancestral lands as well. As As a child of the African soil, the land beneath my feet is not just earth or dust. If we don't protect these lands, we will continue losing them to white monopoly capital. So when we talk about preserving ancestral lands, we're not talking about conserving soil and water. We're talking about maintaining a sacred connection that has been nurtured over centuries. This is not a matter of land, it is a matter of rights. By reclaiming these lands, we're not only restoring physical spaces, but ensuring that the right of us as Abantu is brought back to us. Justice in land reclamation is not just only about protecting these ancestral lands, it's about managing and ensuring that these lands are sustained protectedly. So, I ask you, as Africans, we stand united for what is ours. We protect and sustain and fearlessly support our rugby teams. We defend each other on Twitter spaces against other nations. We all know our non-official anthem is Sister Bettina, which not only shows our unwavering commitment to fight and challenge what is ours. So our mindset needs to start shifting in order to maintain our spiritual identity. Because we think that this responsibility belongs to the government and corporations. It is not their land, it is ours. Now, let us take it back home to our own experience of Nqobile. A South African TikTok food content creator from the rural Eastern Cape sustains her lifestyle on the land her ancestors lived on. Something Nara Smith can't say. By preparing food with items she has grown, raised, or foraged, her approach shows us sustainable living. Onezo shows us how preserving ancestral lands is deeply connected to maintaining our spiritual identity. By staying true to our roots, we ensure that the sustainability of our lands and our spiritual heritage go hand in hand. This balance is crucial for us as African people. It shows us that we can do it. So, Mawubuye umhlaba wethu, bring back the land.